Hi guys, Miss Julie with Miss Julie's Hair Studio, and today as I promised, I wanted to show a couple little styling tips for you guys. So what I wanted to do today was actually teach some of my clients. I know I've done this in-house, like when I've had people in the salon here, actually put my hot tools in your hands and have you try that on your own. But I just wanted to show you a couple little things because I do realize there are some people out there that really have no idea how to use a curling iron or a flat iron. And so what I wanted, like the beach waves are kind of in right now, they're sort of a thing. So on one side of this head, I want to use the curling iron because I don't know if you have a curling iron or a flat iron at home. So this side I'm going to use a curling iron. This side I'm going to use a flat iron, and I want to show you just how easy this can be if you guys are kind of like just feeling sort of frumpy, you're not getting out of the house, there's nothing going on. It will make you actually feel better to get up and play around with your hair a little bit. So what I wanted to show you first off is when we start with any kind of hot tool, if you do have some kind of heat protection, you will want to put that in the hair. This has already been sprayed with my thermal protector. You certainly want to do that just to protect the hair. But what you're going to do with your, and I'm using one that probably looks like what you would have at home, one of these clampy things. It's definitely not my go-to. We in the salon have different kinds of tools, but for at-home users, this is definitely the easiest. And so what I wanted to show you was when you put this on your hair, you're gonna kind of let the tail just sort of hang down. And this is for your beach wave look. And you're just gonna slowly move this out. And then depending on if you want the ends, there's some people that don't like the ends, they don't want it curled, and then you're just gonna let it drop. Now don't touch it. This is the worst part for people. They wanna touch their curls as soon as they get it. But once you get that curl out of the curling iron, you're just gonna drop it down and you're not gonna touch it. Now the reason for that, because I like to instruct my clients and teach you, only two things can change hair texture. And that is wet, when it gets wet, or heat. And so heat can actually change why we go from straight to curly. But if you start running your fingers through there right now, you're gonna cool all that down before it has time to set, and then it's not gonna hold its curl. And you hear a lot of people complaining, my hair just won't hold a curl. Well, it will if you do it correctly. So you wanna curl, and then you don't wanna touch it. You just wanna let it drop. And if you noticed on that first piece and the second piece, what I'm doing is we are curling away from the face. Now again, for your beach wave look, you can either curl this tail or you can leave it out. I'm leaving it out because what I'm finding is most people want kind of like that straighter end sort of look. So I'm not curling all the way to the end. I'm curling back and away. And you want to do that for 3 sections, and that's because we have cheeks. If these curls were curled forward, it's gonna make our face look even bigger. Now, if we have a super thin face, we might want that kind of a look, but for the majority of people, we want to curl away from your cheeks here. So when we do comb this out and brush it out, you know, you don't have your face and then a mass of hair right here. So 3 sections, guys. Let me turn this mannequin so you can see what we're doing. I'm just taking these small little sections, about 1 inch wide, and I am using a 1-inch curling iron, and that will also make a difference depending on the size of your curling iron. If you have a 1/2 inch curling iron, then you're only gonna wanna take a 1/2 inch of hair. But if you have a 1-inch curling iron, you wanna keep the hair kind of consistent with the tool you're using. And what I'm doing here, if you can see this, the clampy part that opens when I push this down, whatever way you're curling, you want that clamp like in the front to go back. And here's the reason why. If I were to switch this around and do it this way and then go back, this clamp right here, it's gonna put a like kink or a bend in the hair. So you want it to go this way, so when the hair wraps, it's going to not have a bend right there. So if you can see this, I'm pulling out this hair, the clamp is forward, and then when I go to twist back, or curl it backwards, again, I'm letting that tail just drop out. You just kind of open it, close it, open it. And again, I'm gonna leave the tail out because it's gonna give us more of that beach wavy sort of look. But then once you release this, I'm not touching these curls. Have you noticed? Not one curl have I touched. These 3 curls are all going away from the face. And now when you get to the sort of back, we're gonna switch this. So now you're gonna see me using the curling iron in a different position. Because what we're gonna do here, if I were just to continue to take all these curls back and away from the face, when we do brush it out, it will have a tendency to look like just one gigantic huge wave. So this is why we're gonna switch this now. And we're gonna turn this curling iron and we're gonna make this curl come forward. And what that forward curl is gonna do is it's going to keep this from the front parts and the back from all looking like just one huge wave, and it's gonna actually keep these curls in place. So you actually are gonna have your beach waves. So with that being said, watch what I do with my clamp here. So we were doing, this way, but we're not gonna do this way. Now, because we want to curl forward, I'm gonna put the clamp behind, drop that tail out, and you're just gonna curl, click this little thing, keep that tail out if you want the beach wavy look. If you did wanna curl it, I'm gonna go ahead and curl this. Make sure that you get that tail right in there, so then there won't be any kind of weird lines. But then you're gonna get more like a ringlet. Like our other curls, the ends are out, it looks kind of beach wavy. This is sort of looking just like one gigantic ringlet. And that's okay. It depends on the look that you're going for and the look that you want. I would still probably keep the ends out just for the beach wave look. And then we're just gonna do a couple more. And you can see I'm taking vertical sections. So it doesn't take that long to curl your own hair, guys. It's just, this is taking a bit because I wanna make sure that you know how to use your tool properly. And I wanna make sure you know where the clamp part of this curling iron goes. And so we're gonna come forward again. So the clamp is gonna go in the back. And you can also see I'm not going straight up to the scalp because the beach waves, they kind of start where the eyes start. That's where the curl sort of starts. You don't see like real curly hair way up here. You could do that if you want to. It just depends on the look you're going for. But for right now, I'm just wanting to show you guys some beach wave. So this side is done. I've got 3 curls going to the back, and I've got 2 curls coming forward. I could pop another one in there right now, but I feel like you kind of get the gist of what I did. You saw how the clamp goes. Whatever way you want to turn the hair, just make sure that the hair is going to wrap smoothly and there's not going to be a kink. You're not going to put something in here and then want to turn it that way. You want to make sure that the hair is continuously going around in just a circle. So now I'm going to show you this other side, and we're going to do the flat iron because some people have flat irons. What I'm going to do is take a piece, same as we have been doing. We just took a little piece, and now for the flat iron, how to do beach waves with a flat iron. I get this question a lot because some people don't know that they can curl their hair with a flat iron, and it's really not that difficult. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in, and then I'm just going to turn my flat iron. You can see the tail out here, and you just slowly come like this. And again, the tail is up to you. Over here, we can either put it all the way through, which is going to give us more of a ringlet, or you can leave that tail out. We're going to drop down. And that's all it is, guys. You just put a little bend. It's not, you don't have to curl and curl and curl. But don't touch. So let me get another section out for you so you can see this next side. I'm gonna pull this out. And we're just gonna comb this, and I wanna get this so you can really see it good. And then we're gonna take our flat iron, and depending on what way you want your curl, because we go away from the face, we're gonna go away from the face, so you're just gonna put a bend in that hair. Just like so. The tail is sticking out over here, as you can see, but we have this bend in the hair, and we're just slowly pulling out. See that tail out? And all I did was just put a little bend, and there's our curl. And so then we're gonna take our third section. It's the same as our curling iron. We just don't have to curl as much with a flat iron, and some people find flat irons much easier to work with. And I have seen some tutorials that teach you how to like really use that flat iron to really like, you know, they're twisting it all over the place, but it's not necessary. All you have to do is just turn it like a quarter of a turn. Leave that tail out, and you just slowly come down that hair shaft. You can leave those ends out if you want the beach wavy look. Drop it. And now we have 3 sections that are curled away from the face. And so this is going to be the same. We don't want to touch those curls, so we're going to leave those there. And then to get to the back, and what we're going to do is take another section here, and it's going to be just like our other side. All we're going to do is take this hair, and we're going to curl it forward, so we don't, again, have all our curls going in one direction, so it just looks like one big wave. So what we do here is we're going to put the hair in the plaits, and we're going to bend forward. And then we're going to slowly come down this hair shaft. With just that little bend, it's going to give you your curl. And again, you can leave those ends right out if you want. And then we're going to drop it. So I hope you guys are beginning to see that this doesn't have to be some major, huge process. You don't have to be fumbling around with your hot tools. You don't have to turn your hand in some crazy way to get your hair to do what you want it to do. When you get your hair in, you're just gonna make a bend, and you're gonna slowly come down. Now I am using a very professional flat iron. If you have a $20 flat iron from the grocery store, something like that, I would say don't use it. The quality definitely matters when it comes to our hair. Plates and metals in flat irons are all very different, and ceramic, titanium are more protective of your hair than just a basic $20 thing you picked up at Rite Aid. I would not use that. I would just say junk it. And when you can have the money to be able to order a much nicer, more professional flat iron, you will want to do that. Don't keep it in your hair really long. I would just highly suggest you don't use a cheap one. But if you do, don't leave it in the hair very long. You want to get it in and get it out, get it in and get it out, because you can actually boil your hair when we're using tools that just are not good quality. I mean, you can even damage your hair with high quality ones if you keep it in way too long. It's like, duh, when you're ironing, if you leave the iron in a spot too long, you're gonna get a spot on your shirt. And you know, it is the same with the hair, but your hair has moisture, natural moisture in it, and you don't wanna boil that hair. So that being said, move as quick as you can. Make sure you're using a thermal protectant, but I just wanted to kind of give you a basic idea of how to use your tools and the looks that you can get out of them. So I'm still letting these cool. This one I'm gonna go ahead and finger through because I wanna show you, this is the first one we did. And once these are cool to the touch, guys, then you can go ahead and you can kind of finger through that. Now 2 of these, remember, are like ringlets. But let me just show you what that does. and leaving those ends out is just giving you kind of that beach wavy sort of look. It's beautiful. And you can see it goes away from the face. So it's just kind of nicer than having, if we would have curled that all forward, you can imagine like the fluff she would have had right here. So this is why we go up and away from the face. And I did start those curls a little bit lower to give us a traditional beach wavy look. If you start it way up here, it just is gonna give it a totally different look. It's not gonna be the beach wavy look you were hoping for. But I hope you guys like that side. And I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing over here. And we're just gonna run our fingers through it. Just gonna run our fingers through all of what we just curled. And you can see it's a different look. It's beach waves, but it's not quite as curled as when we're using a curler, but it's still your very lovely beach waves. You're still got it going back and away from the face. So it just depends on the look you like. You know, you can have a more real beach wavy, like natural wavy look. If you have your flat iron, you can easily do that with your flat iron. And you can curl your hair with a curling iron, and just remember three sections away, and then start moving forward in the back, and then you've got a beach wavy look with either tool you choose to use. Okay guys, happy styling. Have a great day from Miss Julie's Hair Studio. Bye-bye.